Welcome back to my channel! And today, we are taking a look at the BlackTrack Racer, otherwise known as Sable. And in this game, you take on the role of a bounty hunter in a dystopian future, where the only law is the one that you make yourself. You can go out into the wasteland, hunt down targets, and try to stay alive, all while customizing your character with cybernetic enhancements, new weapons, and so much more. And of course, characters like the BlackTrack Racer or Sable are just one of many that you can choose from. Alright, let's get started. Okay, to start things off, if you want to play this character, she is a type of street racer / underground fighter. So when you start up your bounty hunting career, you will most likely be driving around in a souped-up hover car, that S, ready to take on pretty much anything. Your main fighting style is going to be hand-to-hand combat along with any weapon that you can find and strap into your vehicle. And this character is also heavily based on the choice that you make early on in the game, which is choosing a rival gang to join. In this case, it's going to be a group known as the Midnight Racers, which are a notorious gang of hooligans who love to live life in the fast lane. Next up, let's talk about some backstory. This character is known throughout the city by the name of Sable. She was a young woman who had a passion for racing and souped-up hover cars before she met the Midnight Racers. But after spending some time with them, it didn't take long for her to rise through the ranks and become one of their most notorious members. However, despite how well-known Sable has become, nobody has ever seen her face, since she always wears a mask whenever she's behind the wheel. It is said that under that mask is a beautiful young woman with silky black hair and skin as white as snow. Hence the reason why she was given the nickname Sable, which is a type of black fur. Now, when it comes to the driving force behind this character, that would be her competitive spirit. She is not the type of person to sit around and watch others succeed while she sits around twiddling her thumbs. Instead, she wants to be the one behind the wheel and in control. That is why she spends so much time upgrading her car and testing out new modifications, because she wants to be the fastest driver on the streets. However, that's not all she does with her vehicle. In fact, she's taken it to the next level by strapping knives into the front and back of it. On top of that, she's even added steel plates to protect her from enemy fire. As a result, she turned her hover car into a deadly weapon that can take on multiple opponents without breaking a sweat. Moving on, let's talk about the edge that this character brings to the table, which in this case is going to be deadly racing. As I mentioned before, Sable loves to race, but she doesn't do it for fun. She does it to win, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to cross the finish line first, even if that means running over the competition. It is not uncommon for her to engage in duels with other drivers, where they use their cars as weapons to smash and crash into each other until one of them is destroyed. These duels are usually a test of skill and endurance, because there's no room for error. One wrong move and you could end up in a pile of scrap metal. And that's exactly what makes them so exciting to participate in. The danger is what gets Sable's adrenaline pumping, and she lives for the thrill of the race. But what really sets Sable apart from the rest is her fighting style. She's not just a reckless driver who crashes into everything in sight. She's a skilled fighter who can hold her own in hand-to-hand combat. When she's not behind the wheel, Sable is a force to be reckoned with. She uses her car as a weapon in creative ways that catch her opponents off guard. For example, she can use the hood of her car as a shield, too. Protect herself from incoming attacks or whip the doors open and slam them into her enemies. And don't forget those knives. They come in handy when she needs to deal some serious damage. Overall, Sable is a tough opponent to take down. Even if you manage to destroy her car, she'll still be able to fight back and defend herself. So now let us talk about the scenario that this character is most likely going to be involved in, which is going to be a midnight gauntlet. This is an illegal competition that takes place all across the city, where drivers compete against each other in a race to the death. The goal is to be the last one standing, and the winner takes home a large sum of money along with their freedom. It's a dangerous and deadly competition, but that's exactly what Sable is looking for. She thrives on the danger, and she's willing to risk it all to win. Of course, she's not the only one participating in this event. There are plenty of other drivers who are just as skilled and just as determined to win. But that doesn't scare Sable. She's confident in her abilities, and she knows that she can take on all comers. During the Midnight Gauntlet, Sable's car becomes her weapon of choice. She uses it to smash and crash into her opponents until one of them is eliminated. But she's not just a reckless driver. She's a skilled fighter who can hold her own in hand-to-hand combat. If her car is destroyed, then she'll have to rely on her fists and feet to do the job. Now, it's not uncommon for drivers to eliminate each other in creative ways. For example, one might ram another off the road and then finish them off with a few well-placed punches. Or maybe they'll send their car flying into the air and then shoot them with a rocket launcher hidden inside the vehicle. And don't forget about those sabotages. It's not uncommon for drivers to set up traps along the route to eliminate their competition. Now here's something interesting. You see, the Midnight Gauntlet isn't just a competition, it's a way of life for Sable and her fellow racers. They live for the thrill of the ride and the danger of the competition. When they're not racing, they're working on their cars or training for the next big event. It's a brotherhood of sorts, and the bonds they form are unbreakable. Even if she wins the competition, Sable isn't done racing. She lives for the thrill of the ride and the danger of the competition. So she'll keep on racing until the day she dies. In the end, Sable is a force to be reckoned with. Whether she's behind the wheel or on foot, she's a skilled fighter, and she's not afraid to use whatever means necessary to win. If you ever find yourself in the city, you might just see her racing down the streets with her car horn blaring and her engines roaring. Just remember, don't get in her way unless you want to be part of the competition. Anyways, that is all I have for you today. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.